everyone, welcome back to part 5 in the World of Wonder mini album series, where I'm going to work on layout number 4 in the album. And I'm starting with these two pieces of chipboard covered in paper that I cut out with my Spellbinder's nestabilities that I thought about using in a pocket on another page and then ended up not using. And I'm going to put them together here with a brad, just punching a hole, and then I'm going to attach them to this page instead. And this is just a pink glittered brad from Making Memories. And if you want to know how I created this, I did just cover chipboard with paper. It was very simple, and I went around the edges in white paint. So now I'm attaching the brad and checking to make sure it swivels, and then I'm going to get my quick dry adhesive from 3M and cover the back of it, the back of my swivel tag with it, making sure I go close to the edge and get plenty of glue, especially around the area where the brad is. And then I'm just going to stick it right to my page. And I'm just lining it up to make sure that the butterflies are kind of going straight. Since they do have that text on them, I didn't want it to be crooked. And so now I'm holding it down and just pressing it in to get a nice grip with the liquid glue. And now I have the Urban Tapestry stamp set, part of the Tim Holtz collection from Stampers Anonymous, and I'm using the flourish, the corner flourish, and I'm going to be stamping it with perfect medium onto the other page of the layout. And once that's down, I'm going to get my Perfect Pearls in Perfect Gold from Ranger, and I'm going to cover the image with that. And here I was trying to open it and I spilled it accidentally. That's way more Perfect Gold than you would need for something like this. Like I said, I just spilled it, so when I'm done applying it, I actually just pick up the paper and dump it right back into the jar. And the way you apply Perfect Pearls is you swirl it on, and then once you've got it swirled on where it's sticking to the perfect medium, then you go through and you brush it again to get it off the page where you don't want it stuck, and then you just lightly mist with water to activate the binding agent. Now I have my Distress ink and my Distress blending tool, both from Ranger, and this color is Vintage Photo, and I'm covering an Avery shipping tag with it. And this is one of the shipping tags that comes pre-strung, but I didn't want my string inked, so I just took it out. It's no big deal, but I'll put it back in later because I do want it to have a string on it. And now that I've covered it in Vintage Photo Distress ink, I'm going to go and spritz it with the Suede Glimmer Mist using a side-to-side motion. And then I'm going to flip it over and dry it off on this paper towel. And that's how you get a nice smooth application of Glimmer Mist without any chunks or big splotches. If you don't want that spotty look, a paper towel is really helpful. And at that point I thought I might be putting the tag in a pocket, so I did both sides. I ended up just sticking the tag right to the page, so I didn't need to do both sides, but you know, whatever. It happens. So now I have another stamp from that same stamp set, and it says on it, "The creative is the place where no one else has ever been. You have to leave the city of your comfort and venture into the wilderness of your intuition. You can't get there any other way, only by taking risks and by not quite knowing what you're doing. What you'll discover will be wonderful. What you'll discover will be yourself." Now the concept for this page is wilderness. I live in the city. I've always lived in the city, and I really like the city. And in its own way, the city is very wild. But I am very close here in southern Florida to nature, and I'm doing the same exact Perfect Pearls technique that I did with the other stamps. So there I just spritzed it with water, and now I'm going to dry it. And so I am a lot more exposed to nature than I have been in other cities I live in, because Florida is very wild even when you live in a big city. And it's been really inspiring To me, down here I felt really inspired, and so I kind of wanted to talk about, you know, how it's great to be in a city because you can be so creative in a city and there's lots of resources and for people to come together and all that sort of thing. And there's also this sort of wilderness that you need to find, where you can block out all the craziness. So now I'm just putting tape on the back of the tag. And this is Venture tape. That's the brand, in case you guys were wondering where I get this black tape. And now I'm just peeling the tape off, and I'm going to stick the tag right to the page on the right side of the page, or the right side of the layout. And I've put the string back in it, as you'll see here. And so you can read the image from the stamp when the light hits the perfect pearl, so it's very subtle. It's really pretty, and I like it a lot. And so that's down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a chipboard piece from the Prima Flights of Fancy adhesive chipboard collection, where I'm going to put my title on this page, which is going to be Wild. And I'm just checking to make sure I get the dimensionals in exactly the right place, because it's going to be half on the tag and half off the tag. And so I just want to make sure that it's fully supported without getting any dimensionals on the tag, because the tag is popped up with dimensionals as well. So now that I've got my dots placed exactly right, I am sticking it down. And it does cover some of the words. I know what it says, so it doesn't really bother me, but you know, some people are more picky than that, so just be careful in your own albums when you're doing stamping with that sort of thing. You might just watch where you place things. And these are the sticker letters, adhesive sticker letters, also from the Prima Flights of Fancy collection. They're glittered, they're pink, and I'm using them to spell out Wild in my little title bar there. And so that's gonna form my title and kind of bring together my concept for this page. And so now I'm going back to decorate the original side of the page, and this is a velvet leaf from Seven Gypsies, Suprema flower from the Symphony blend in red, and then that little blue flower is one of the little tiny roses that they sell. And then the medium-sized blue flower is also from a Symphony blend, only in blue. So I glued all those down with a hot glue gun, and now I want to add this butterfly, sort of like it's perched on the flower or taking a rest, getting some nectar, whatever butterflies do. And so I'm just going to put some hot glue and stick my butterfly in. You notice how I bent its wings up? That's so that the wings will be dimensional and that it won't be totally flat. Now I'm taking another of the adhesive chipboard pieces from the Prima Flights of Fancy collection. This one is a bird and a little journaling spot, and I'm adding that to the other side of the layout. And here is the finished layout. You see the flowers with the butterfly, the swivel to reveal place for journaling. Of course, you could put a photo on the original mat. And there you can see the words and how shiny it is with the perfect pearls. And so this is the Wonder album so far. The cover was done in video 1. The first layout was done in video 2. The third layout was done in video 4. The fourth layout was done in the last video. And now we are on to the next layout, and we're getting close to the end. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.